want to go to work. I don't want to work for nobody. And it might sound so lazy. Like, people be like, well, what's your dream job? I don't have no dream job. I want to get up and literally do what the I want to do. Eat what I want to eat. Why are we paying for groceries? Why are we paying for food? I want to get up and take a vacation whenever I want to take a vacation.
Stop it.
Like,
I can't watch this.
But can I be honest, y'all? I don't want a job. I don't even want a job. OMG. Please, somebody. I don't want a job. I don't want to work. Just give me the money. OMG.
Come to the realization that I just don't want to work anymore. Like, it doesn't matter the job, the career path, the location. I just don't want to fucking work anymore.
So guys, a lot of times I hear about the gender pay gap, and I was actually having a conversation with someone this weekend, and it was a feminist, of course, talking about, oh, I'm so oppressed, my life is so hard, there's all these reasons, women are not paid as much. And I'll say this, women are not paid as much because they're lazy, they don't want to do the hard jobs, and they love to bitch and moan even though they do less work. Women want a work-life balance, which is totally fine. But what comes with a work-life balance is less pay. Women love to take vacations. Women love to spend money they don't have and then cry about it later. Women are terrible at negotiating. And women tend to have easier jobs.
I haven't seen or heard feminists campaigning for 50% representation in trash collection, sewer maintenance, roofing, pest control, electric power line repair during winter storms, or any other blue-collar jobs. Their focus is 100% on money, power, position, and status, with nothing to do with societal equality. You see, feminism is about seeking benefits and advantages for women to the greatest possible extent and has no interest in equality. So, if a job is dirty, hot or cold, dangerous or nasty, unless there is some glory associated with it, combat or military, you will very seldom or never hear a feminist campaign for equality in those areas. Many women want equality, but do not want the responsibility that comes with equality. For example, men are required to register for selective service to vote, yet women are not required to register for selective service to vote. Men often earn a higher income than women due to putting in 60-plus hours in a given week. Women want the same income, yet do not want to put in the same number of work hours. Men work society's dangerous and less desirable jobs, such as construction work. Women want the pay these men receive, yet do not want to do that level of work. The feminist movement in the West started as a part of a broader labor movement. It had heavy socialist influences in the beginning. Then, after the Second World War, the Western liberal bourgeoisie establishment co-opted the feminist movement as a part of their plan to resist and suppress various labor organizations and socialist movements. What you are seeing is a tragic result of this self-serving alliance of mutual agreement and convenience. Some self-proclaimed feminists are nothing but a bunch of greedy, selfish, and materialistic women trying to attain the glamour and the luxury of bourgeois society at the expense of everyone else, especially poor, vulnerable women. Things like surrogacy and household maids are disgusting results of this. These are the women who are constantly vilifying and demonizing working-class men with a lot of scapegoating, generalization, stereotyping them as violent creatures, while simultaneously being the one-night sex toys of rich bourgeoisie men who use these women as tissue papers to wipe out the semen from their sexual organs. No woman can dare to go against a guy like Bill Gates. They can only whine about and hurl abuse at some nobody lurking in the dark corner of the internet. They wield their power over the powerless, the dispossessed, and the disenfranchised. Capitalism is coming to an end. People are tired and sick of being exploited by a small number of organized gangs of exploiters. Liberals are becoming more and more angry and reactionary as their privileges are threatened by leftist and right-wing populist forces. They can't hide behind their facades anymore. Liberal capitalists are slowly coming out of their democracy and freedom mask and fully embracing their real face, which is fascism. You will see the same reactionary behavioral pattern among liberal feminists. Feminists only appear in air-conditioned offices. You'll never find a feminist on the battlefield, doing construction, laying bricks, up on a high-tension power pole, or anything else that actually requires manual labor. Feminists only want equality if it's with air conditioning. Then they bring up an excuse that nursing is a blue-collar job. This argument makes no sense. Are we too afraid as a society to point out the obvious? And no, I don't mean to be sexist here. I hate sexism, but I also hate when people don't explore the other side of an issue. Granted, nursing jobs are dirty and dangerous and strenuous to some extent. It isn't physically intensive labor. If you are so butthurt about this, pay close attention to the person who shovels your snow, cleans the drains, picks up your trash, moves your furniture, mows your lawn, and works at the construction sites as a carpenter or a plumber. Yes, I have seen a few women in these jobs too, but it's like finding a needle in the haystack every once in a while. But no one cries for equal representation here. It's only for STEM and sedentary jobs. Even in this day and age of equality, and in a country like Israel, which mandates military service for both men and women, combat roles in the military are still held by men. Yes, women do make up for 3% of their combat forces, but the majority is overwhelmingly males. It comes down to one thing. On average, men are stronger physically. Yes, there can be exceptions, but women need to stop focusing only on exceptions to make it sound mellow. Some feminists deflect from this fact too, by stating that women can give birth, thereby referring to the higher degree of pain tolerance of women rather than the muscle mass. At the end of the day, if you were a businessman or a businesswoman looking for 5 strong guys for your construction company, you need 5 strong guys. And I'm not saying the person who picks up my trash or shovels my snow wants to do that job and is so in love with it, but oftentimes as breadwinners, men are left with these jobs and have families to look after, in my experience. Even in the 21st century, for a lot of women, work is optional. More often than not, they can rely on their spouse's income if they want to. Unfortunately, the same choice doesn't exist yet for most men. It's reality. Feminism is changing that, but only by blaming patriarchy and men. Yes, history has played a role for sure here, but at whose expense? Men protecting women and children are now the expendable, or should I say disposable sex. Because those times are now gone, women want to blame everything on patriarchy. No one is asking you to be so thankful to men for playing their part. But let's not jump to conclusions and blame men for issues that have affected us as a society. Honestly, I have more respect for strong people. Great women who have stepped up and broken the barriers, who take on the hard jobs without waiting for equality to happen, and who are leaders rather than the privileged, entitled women and modern feminists who write about it, or deflect from the facts to advance their selfish agenda. That's all for today on Manhood. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe buttons, and also click on the notification bell to be the first to know when I drop a new video. If you find value in my videos, you can show your support through PayPal or Cash App. The links are in the description. See you next time. Cheers!